Welcome back to the Swapcast.
Episode 50, Sarah Blackham.
Episode 50 with Sara Gideon. That's right.
Sara Gideon.
You're
Big
right.
episode
The
today.
Speaker of the Maine House. Pretty big one. How are you guys doing?
We're doing great, man.
All
Really
right.
good without sleeping.
Really good without sleep. All right.
Yeah.
A little inside radio, I guess, is that we're doing this on a Friday morning. We usually record on Tuesdays in the afternoon. So this is a little bit of a change of pace for us.
Yeah.
So
We didn't go around and introduce ourselves.
we haven't. Let's introduce ourselves.
Okay.
Noah Thompson.
I'm Jeff. This is Pete.
All right. Thank you.
And Whitney filling in for Olivia while she is on vacation.
So we hope that you can hear this as well, because Ryan, our producer, is also on assignment today. He's setting up another office for us with all their technical needs. So we've got a great show, and I hope you can hear it.
Me too.
Oh, yes, that is right.
All right. So before we get right into it, anything you guys want to talk about?
I don't know really.
Not really. How's everybody? Let's check in quickly.
Beautiful.
Beautiful day.
Beautiful.
I'm doing great. I'm doing awesome. And Pete
In
by my
my
side.
eyes,
We're doing great
you
over
will
here.
always be beautiful in your eyes.
Oh, I'm having nothing to talk about. You guys just had a lot to talk about.
Oh, yes, that's right.
All right. Then I think in just a minute we'll start our interview then. Jeff?
We'll be right back.
Speaker Sara Gideon is serving her second term as Speaker of the House and fourth term in the Maine House of Representatives,
Representing.
representing the town of Freeport and Pownell. She lives in Freeport with her husband Ben and their 3 children. Her desire to positively impact the lives of children and empower women and working families is why she ran for office. She is a proud mom, wife, sister, and daughter who always fight for Maine families. Please welcome Sara Gideon.
Yay!
Yeah!
Welcome, Speaker Gideon.
Great. I'm excited to be on with you guys.
Awesome. Well, we're so excited to have you.
And Susie finally showed up.
All right. So I guess we'll just jump in. Noel, you have the first question.
Yep. What does an average day look like as a Speaker of the House?
Well, thank you for that question. So, in some ways, our days are predictable, but in other ways, they can be a little unpredictable. One thing is for sure, it's usually a very busy day as the Speaker of the House, because my job is to make sure that the entire House of Representatives runs well and that we get our work done. And so my average day starts off with a series of meetings to make sure that that happens. We review our calendar for the day, our legislative calendar, and then we sit down with our chairs of committees to make sure we understand all of the bills that are going to be debated that day. And then we sit down with all of our members to make sure that the members understand the bills that are going to be debated that day. And then we go into session and we work through our calendar, and all the members that are in the House of Representatives are able to debate the merits of the legislation we're considering. and then eventually we vote on our bills.
Awesome.
Wow, sounds like a busy day.
Yes.
And Jeff, you get the next one.
Okay.
Nice and loud.
What
Convinced.
was convincing you to
Decide.
to decide to run for office?
Well, thank you for that question, Jeff. So there were a couple of things that helped me decide to run for office. The very first time that I ran for office was when I ran for a town councilor position in my hometown here. And that is a little bit of a funny story because somebody actually called my husband and left a message on our answering machine asking if he would run for the town council. And when I heard the message, I decided that I was going to run instead. But then when I decided to run for state representative, my reason for doing so was a little bit different. I was volunteering in my kids' schools, and what I was seeing was that a lot of the kids, or a number of kids, were coming into school hungry and not ready to learn because they were hungry and they didn't have enough food at their house. And so I decided that I wanted to be able to do something about that and change that in the state of Maine and for Mainers. And that's what made me run for a state house seat.
Wow, that's a great story.
Yes, it is.
What are some upcoming pieces of legislation you think people should be aware of?
Could you hear that okay?
I did, yes. Noel did a great job. Thank you. So we have a number of things that we are still thinking about in the State House and working on next year. So one thing, for example, is we're working during this interim time on a long-term care worker task force, because one thing that we know in Maine, and this is interesting because it's a problem for the whole country, but in Maine, we're sort of experiencing this problem first, that long-term care workers are really struggling in our state because we're not paying them enough. And they're doing work that can be really, really hard work and demanding work and rewarding work. But we need to make sure that they're able to make a living while they're doing it, and that the job is appealing when there are so many other jobs out there as well. So this is one of the things that a small group of people are working on while we're out of session, and when we go back into session, the larger majority of people will be considering legislation and how we address this issue.
That's a great one.
Oh yeah, that's a great one.
And I think it's Jeff again, right?
Is there any upcoming legislation that will impact Maine with disabilities?
Well, let's see. There's what I mentioned just now is upcoming, but maybe I'll also talk a little bit about something we did just this past session. So we just finished. And we worked on a bill called LD 1486, which was a bill that strengthens support for adults with intellectual disabilities or with autism who are in crisis. And the intent of the bill was to restore crisis services available for people, which had been in place but had been eroded over the years. So what we did in this bill was we asked the Department of Health and Human Services to create and to maintain a crisis service system, which includes planning for when a crisis arrives, and then also making sure that the department is adequately ready to take intake when a crisis occurs for people. And then additionally to have teams in place as well as residencies in place so that families who are providing care for an individual with an intellectual disability or autism really has the support that they need in place.
Yeah, thank you for your work on that.
Yeah, thank you for work on that.
Of course.
What has been your most challenging moment working in government?
Well, that is a good question, and there are actually a number of challenging moments that I can think of, and also rewarding moments, but probably I think the most challenging moment that I ever had was when we were unable to come to an agreement on our budget in 2017 before our deadline. And we had a list of demands right before the deadline from our former governor that were impossible to meet and which caused the government shutdown. And that was definitely the time that I was most worried about the people in the state and our responsibility to them.
Well, and you mentioned some rewarding moments, and I think Jeff's next question segues into that. So, Jeff?
What are you most proud of in your time as a speaker?
Oh, all right. Another great question. Thank you, Jeff. So, again, there are really a number of things that I'm very proud of. So I'll try to pick, I think I'll pick one, which was one of the earliest things that I ever worked on as a state representative, which had to do with fighting the opioid crisis, because a large number of people who were suffering from opioid addiction were also overdosing and dying when they overdosed. And we knew that there was a way to save their lives through making sure that policemen and firemen and family members have access to a life-saving drug. And so we had this very long, hard battle to get the legislation passed and to override a veto from the governor, but we were able to do it, and almost every single person in the end in the Senate and the House voted for the bill to become law. And I think that has saved hundreds of lives since then, and I would have to count that as my most rewarding and thing I'm most proud of.
That's pretty great.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And I think, Noel, it's your turn.
Are you now
No,
running
you are.
for U.S. Senate?
Senate.
What is it like being on the campaign trail?
Oh, yes. So I am running for U.S. Senate now, and I've been on the campaign trail for about 2 months, and it is incredibly fun work because my job is to be out everywhere in the state and meet as many people as possible and listen to what's happening in their lives and think about ideas on how we improve people's lives. And that, to me, is the most fun work I could be doing. So it's very, very busy work and hard work, but it is something that I love to do.
Jeff would be good at that, too.
Yes,
You're a people person. Ready?
yeah.
What?
That's great, Jeff.
Yeah. What do you think is the greatest challenge Maine is facing today?
Well, there are a couple of challenges that I think are pretty significant to us today, and that I think we need to address with equal urgency. So, first, I'll say, going back to something we talked about earlier on this podcast, we talked about the direct care workers and making sure that we are creating an environment where people want to be doing and are able to do this kind of work. It's vitally important, and it leads to the larger issue of our workforce as a whole. We definitely need more people in Maine, so we need to make a great effort at keeping people in the state who are from Maine, but also welcoming new people to Maine who can be a part of our communities and a part of our workforce. And we need to make sure that we're offering education and training for people all the way from preschool through K through 12 and into higher ed or training programs to make sure that we can meet our workforce needs. I think additionally, we also need to continue to fight the opioid crisis and to make sure that we have an adequate healthcare system in place to do that. So we know that healthcare is one of the greatest concerns and most expensive costs that Mainers face every day, and we've got to find a way to make sure that guaranteed healthcare coverage is there for every single person. And then I would additionally say we need to make sure that we're fighting climate change because it's affecting every one of us, especially in the state of Maine. Whether you think about it from the perspective of a farmer or a fisherman, whether you think about it from the perspective of our tourism economy, our lakes, our oceans, our property values, it's just something that we've got to address.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. That's an aggressive agenda. We really appreciate you mentioning the direct care staff too. That's from the Strive perspective, that's really obviously important to us, and we appreciate all the work and support of 967 a couple of years ago as well.
Yes, that is correct.
Thanks, Joe.
What do you think is Maine's greatest strength?
Oh, that one is easy, but I have two answers for it.
Oh.
I think Maine's greatest, sorry, Jeff. I think Maine's greatest strengths are, number one, its people, and number two, our natural resources.
That's a good one.
Mm-hmm.
Gonna have a question about that, I think, in our lightning round coming up.
Yes.
And the last regular interview question Jeff has before we go into the lightning round.
What is your favorite thing about living in Maine?
Oh, it's interesting because my favorite thing is probably the same two things that I said were Maine's greatest strengths. It is the people who live here who make up a culture and a way of treating each other and caring about each other and living life that is real and true, and that is absolutely the top thing for me. But also, I just love this beautiful place. I love the fresh air. I love being on lakes and in the ocean water. I love hiking in the mountains and skiing and everything that Maine has to offer to all of us.
Good answer.
All right. And that's the last regular interview question we have. Now we have just a few lightning round, which are more of this or that and a little bit faster paced. And Jeff's going to kick off with that.
Freeport or Augusta?
Or Augusta.
Or Augusta.
Freeport.
No.
Summer in Maine or winter in Maine?
That's a hard one, but I'm going to say summer.
Jeff? Common.
Common ground or fair?
Common ground fair.
Ground fair or Cumberland fair?
Common ground fair.
Maine coast or Maine lakes?
Tough one,
This
too.
is very hard. Maine coast.
Favorite restaurants in Maine?
Ooh, the Harris Secret Inn's Broad Arrow Tavern.
Chocolate or vanilla?
Vanilla.
Maine's blueberries or whoopie pies?
Blueberries forever.
And Noel's got our last one.
Tell us the best joke.
Oh no, I am not a good person at telling jokes. I should have been prepared for this.
Well,
I think I'm having a hard time with this one, you guys.
can you guys give her one? Usually they have a couple to spare. Do you have a-
Good. I would love to hear yours instead.
All right, let's hear it, Jeff.
Okay. It takes one squirrel to turn a light bulb.
Is that the whole
I
joke?
feel like there should be more.
It's because they're so darn stupid.
All right.
Did you make that up?
No.
Could you tell?
He said no.
All right.
Oh
Well,
my gosh, that's funny.
so that's the end of our questions. Anything you'd like to plug or add, or anything you'd like people to know?
I can't think of anything else, but I just want to say that it was so nice to spend this time with you. And Jeff and Noel, you did a great job, and I so appreciate your questions.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
And thank you so much for calling in and being a guest. And if you're ever in, our neighborhood of Foden Road, then pop over and say hi.
You know what? I will. I would love to do that, and I'd love to be able to meet you guys in person. So it will happen sometime, and I will look forward to that.
Okay, that sounds great.
That sounds great. And we'll make sure you get the link to the podcast when it comes out as well.
Okay, great. Thanks, guys. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
And we did it.
We'll be right back.
And we're back, and the Stripecast is
It's brought to you by
Listeners like you.
listeners like who?
Us.
Listeners like us, of course, but who else? Who are we talking about this week?
Eric Hughes.
Eric
Eric
Hughes.
Eric Hughes.
With his pizza business.
Yeah, that's right. Eric Hughes of Eric's Pizza Express is also a regular listener to
A
the show.
former interviewee.
That's right.
guest.
Former past guest on the show.
Yes, that's right, Pete.
All right. So thanks, Eric.
Thanks, Eric.
Thanks, Eric.
You're welcome.
All right. And
We'll be right back.
all right, and we're back. And it's time for the question.
Of the week, quick, dun, 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 in your eyes.
Question of the week in your eyes.
Yeah.
Well, we can segue that in because the question of the week is, in your eyes, Noel and Jeff, we just heard a great interview with Speaker Gideon about
Yeah.
what is the most important challenges facing our state right now. What do you think are the most important challenges facing either Maine or our country right now? Noel or Jeff, who wants to go first? Jeff, go for it.
Okay, way less with technology.
You think we need more technology?
Maybe a little bit less.
Less technology, okay.
Like
How
what
so?
kinds?
I mean, like don't use your phone while you're driving,
Ooh,
and
good one.
and always keep your phone down, and don't do any text messaging while you're driving.
Well, that's a law that just went into effect in Maine, isn't it?
It's a law just passed. I think it takes effect like later this month, sometime mid-September.
Hands-free
Yeah, you have to.
Yeah.
driving.
That's a good one. So not reducing technology, just about when you use it.
Being safe.
Right,
Yeah.
safe with technology.
How about
Good
no
one.
littering?
Littering? Yeah, sort of the environmental aspect of things.
Yes.
How would you enforce that?
To tell everyone politely to pick up your trash.
That's a good one. And Maine just did. Maine, I think, became the first state in the nation to ban styrofoam, like to-go containers and coffee cups and things like that. So it's a pretty good one, huh?
Yes, and I would go into
Another one. I said you'd be a good politician.
Always do some recycling.
Good. That kind of tag teams with Noel's.
And do some skateboarding.
Teach skateboarding.
Oh.
That would be a different plank in your platform, I think. But do you skateboard?
Me?
Yeah, you.
I don't skateboard, but I do play hockey.
So why do you want?
You play hockey now.
Why do you want other people to skateboard then?
I meant to say, hockey is approaching us.
Most important issue in our country right now is more skateboarding and play hockey.
Yes.
I take it back about you running for office.
Yeah, probably not.
Okay. Anything else, Noel?
Producing the rights of the government
Protecting the rights of the government? The rights of the government or the rights of the people?
to the people.
Power to the people.
And speaking of our government,
Yeah.
my sister Holly is going to New York for her trip for her job.
Wow. Shout out to listeners like Holly.
Yeah.
Thanks, Holly.
All right.
Thank you, Holly.
And I think that about does the question of the week, and we'll
We'll be right back.
Strivecast is sponsored by.
Your ad here.
your ad right here.
Your ad here.
If you'd like to advertise on this Strivecast, what can they do, Jeff?
Always give it a call.
Give us a call.
Give us a call.
Or they could-
or send us an email.
That's right. At Strivecast
Cast
at
pslstrive.org.
pslstrive.org. Good.
I think we did some great promotion for Block Brothers,
Yeah.
our previous sponsor.
That's right. And we'd like to work with you. So give us a call. Very affordable rates. And our listenership is going through the roof. We get lots more and more people listening every week. So you're out here, right here, on the Stripecast. As we're closing in on a year of episodes, guys.
Oh,
We're episode.
crazy.
This is episode 50.
Who would have
2 more
thought,
weeks.
huh, that we'd make it this
Have
far?
an anniversary party for that.
Coming right up. Coming right up. Maybe we can talk about that as we wrap it up.
And the money too.
That's right.
Don't forget my segment, Yakking with You.
That's coming up next. And
And speaking
We'll be right back.
we're back, and it's time for
Yakking with You.
Yakking with You. With authority. Is that it for your intro? All right.
Yes.
The segment that's sweeping the nation, Yakking with You, is here. And today's question that we're going to yak about is something happens and you can only wear one outfit. You don't even have to own it yet, but you can only wear one outfit for the rest of your life. Every day, for the rest of your life, you can only wear one outfit. What do you wear?
What do you want to wear?
You have to wear one outfit for the rest of your life. What do you wear?
I'll wear a bikini.
A bikini. Oh boy. It's going to be a little uncomfortable for us at work, isn't it? And what about in the winter?
It'll be a sweater.
That's going to be. What about August? No, it's. All right, Noel. What about you? You have to wear one outfit the rest of your life.
one outfit the rest of my life?
Yep.
I know.
Let's hear it.
Comfortable shorts and a nice short sleeve shirt.
Shorts and a t-shirt.
In your fleece vest?
Yeah. No, my fanny bag.
Oh, in
Well,
his fanny bag.
what's going to happen though in the winter when you're wearing shorts?
Oh, I mean, like sweatpants or workout pants.
There you go.
Or those khakis, the line pants.
Yep.
Corduroys, I'm talking about.
Well, now what happens in the summer if you're wearing corduroys?
In the summertime, I wear shorts.
No, you can only wear one outfit.
One. Probably pizza outfit.
So in the winter, you can't even have like a jacket?
It says one outfit.
But what about jacket?
I guess you could add a jacket.
How about a parka?
A polka?
Parka.
Parka? Yeah, sure. We're making this up as we go, so I guess so. Whit, what about you?
I don't know, because these rules seem pretty hard to follow for...
It's one outfit.
The
It's not that
seasons.
hard. One outfit. And then I guess apparently you can now add a jacket. So Jeff, you want to wear a bikini with a long jacket?
Yes.
Have at it.
Yeah.
I think I would wear jeans and some sort of tank top so I could be warm and, cool in the summer, but a jacket on in the winter.
And what do you think about that?
I think that'd be fun. And if in the winter, if Pete is snowboarding his driveway, I'll buy him with that.
You can help me snowball my driveway? Thanks.
What would you wear, Pete?
I think I would probably. I like Noel's khaki idea. If I could only wear maybe like khakis and a dress shirt, because you're gonna have to go to work for a lot of your life. Can't be wearing bikini or
Hope
tank
you're
top.
all right with me showing up to work in jeans and a tank top for the rest of my life.
So, but I also feel like if I'm gonna go for a run or something, like I don't want to be wearing like a suit. But I also don't want to be wearing shorts because it's gonna be too cold.
It's a hard question.
This is a hard question. So we want to hear from you. Email us at the Strivecast.
What would you wear for
What
the
would you
rest of your
wear for the rest of your life? You can apparently wash it too. We should add that. Too.
What are you wearing when you wash it?
I don't know.
I'll
leave that right alone.
And also, Pete looks great.
Thanks. All right. And I think that's about anything else for yakking with you? Or
we'll be right back.
welcome back, and it's time to
wrap it up. Let's wrap it up.
You are beautiful, and how did I sing?
I thought this was the wrap it up song.
Well, wrap it up in your
wrap it up in your eyes. In your eyes is the theme
That's
for
a
today.
theme today.
All right.
Let's wrap it up in your
Let's wrap it up. All right, guys, let's wrap it up. What do we want to talk about? That was a great show.
A great episode.
Yeah, I really liked spending our time with Speaker Gideon today. That was really informative.
She was worth waking up for early, huh?
Oh, yeah.
But at least I wasn't sleepy.
That's right.
That's
You were
right.
not sleepy.
And how about me?
You were not sleepy either. Very energetic, both
But
of
at
you.
least you didn't
Bikini boy.
wipe his nose on Pete's shirt.
He did not. So, all right. Anything else we want to talk about before we wrap it up? Noel, do you want to do your favorite part of updating events?
Yeah, the anniversary party for Strive.
Not until January.
Yep, Strive's 20th
Not that
anniversary
one,
is
the
pretty
one-
exciting.
The one where you were saying about Kevin on the road.
Okay, so Strive's 20th anniversary is January 25th, 2020.
Yeah.
Find out more information at pslstrive.org. But also, Noel, I think, is referring to the Strivecast's anniversary.
Yes.
It's exciting. We're 2 episodes away.
Yeah.
Can you believe it? We've been doing this for almost a year, you guys.
Oh, my
Yeah.
God.
Does it feel shorter or longer?
I don't know.
I think it feels shorter.
I think
Really?
it feels shorter, too. Although some days it
I
feels long.
think it feels pretty long.
We've had a lot of great guests, including today's, and I think that I've learned a lot doing this show. What about you?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that also means that we've interviewed
Jennifer-
52 like cool people.
Jennifer Walks and Shadow Moss.
Oh, Sheddermoss was the greatest one that we
Eric,
Shout out to Shannon.
Eric Hughes and Bill.
Yeah,
52 new friends of Strive.
pretty great.
Lori Rogers.
Oh,
Used to
oh,
be.
how we
Lori Rogers, Lori now Sandville, episode 1, the original, the OG.
yeah, I mean, I was.
Chad.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah,
Any-
Chad.
Anybody else that we should interview coming up?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, go. You don't have to raise your hand. It's your show.
Okay, cool. I think we. I know Pete has connections to the piano jock.
Yeah, let's get them. We're efforting as we speak.
We're working on it.
Yes, and I know that you need to the secretary.
I will try.
Cool. And I've been saying it to you
No.
for a month.
Who do you want to interview?
I know.
Not Candace Cameron.
I know who lives in Maine.
James Earl Jones or what? The
Anna
other guy.
Kendrick. We'd love to have too.
I know who else lives in Maine, but updated Maine.
Who?
Howie Day.
We can try.
Howie Day? Who's that?
The one who sings Collide.
We'll give it a whirl.
Why don't you give us a?
I think you guys should start
Why
sending
don't you give
us
us
some
a
emails.
preview of Collide?
Oh.
We'll get our producers.
Oh, how about
Taylor Swift, I think, would be hard to get,
Howie
but we can try.
Daron?
Oh, what
I
about
don't know who that is.
what about Niles from One Direction?
I don't know who that is either.
We're shooting big here, but we can try.
I'm old, remember?
I like-
You're not old. You're very young.
You haven't heard of the
Or
band
we
One
can
Direction?
interview Sarah
I've heard of
Brown,
One Direction.
He's
Pete's
not-
sister.
We can introduce
How
her.
are you gonna
We
be?
probably could get her.
So it's either Taylor Swift or Sarah Brown.
I say Sarah Brown.
Okay. All right. Anything else we want to talk about before we wrap it up?
No.
All right. Then I think we'll just say thank you for listening.
Thank you for listening.
Thank you for listening.
Thank you.
Please share, give us a review, and tell your friends.
Tell me you're coming home.
And Noel is singing us out.
Sing this out. Okay, and we will see you next week for episode 51.
Woo.
On Tuesday.
Say thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.